Today, we're taking a look at this 450 watt folding solar panel. It folds up for easy portability. It comes in this nice carrying case. And my goal is to see if this can power my refrigerator, because last week I got a wall taken down in my house. And I don't know how exactly, but the contractors accidentally caused an electrical problem. And I ended up having to cut the master breaker to my entire house for about 24 hours. It was either that or run the risk of a fire. So I killed the breaker, and then I was faced with a problem. See, I have this EcoFlow Delta 2, which can run 1800 watts worth of stuff, and it's got a 1024 watt hour battery. So fully charged, it could run my refrigerator for about 3 hours. The problem is I also work from home, and I needed to work that day. So I also had to run my Wi-Fi router, modem, my computer, an extra monitor, all that good stuff. And all of that added up to about 70 watts. So it could run my work from home setup all day long, but it really just doesn't have enough capacity to power my refrigerator for a long time. So I decided I would just have to sacrifice my refrigerator and plug up my Wi-Fi and work from home that day, and it just is what it is. So that's what happened. Some of the food in my fridge went bad. I had to throw some of it out, and it sucked. But that could have been prevented if I had a strong enough solar panel to recharge this thing all day. So that's where this panel comes in. 450 watts is enough to run my refrigerator, my work from home setup, and still have some energy left over. So not only is my power station running everything, it's also actively charging while it's running everything. So that way, even when the sun goes down, I should have more power than I started with that morning. So my mission today for this panel is to figure out, can it run my refrigerator and allow me to work from home so that I don't have to throw away my food and I don't get fired. So that's what we're gonna find out. First, let's see what comes in the box. Oh, and disclaimer, this panel was provided to me for free. They're not paying me or nothing, but they gave me this panel for free. So do with that what you will. Ground nails for fixing the solar panel to the ground. Right off the jump, this is a super nice carrying case. Even though this is a very large solar panel, you can tell that they have portability in mind. This case would be perfect to stuff in a compartment in an RV. The handles are stitched in. It has this little compartment here with a really high quality zipper. It's got that nice rubbery material that holds up really well. And that's the same material they have going all the way around the perimeter of the carrying case also. This is the main carrying handle. It velcros together. These nice thick straps stitched to the case. Ooh. So this is what actually made me excited about checking out this panel. It comes armed to the teeth with every type of adapter you might want. You've got an XT60 adapter, so you can plug this straight into like an EcoFlow Delta 2 or a Delta 3. You've got an Anderson connector that'll plug right into the Harbor Freight power stations. And you've got one of these DC connectors that'll plug into pretty much everything else, plus an adapter for it. And it's a nice, thick, sturdy cable. Looks like it's pretty long too. We've also got a user manual and important instructions. Here are the specifications if you'd like to pause the video and take a look at those. As you can see, they really made this with portable power stations in mind. And then these instructions just point out that you're supposed to keep the panels perpendicular to the sun as much as possible. I love this extra pocket because I'm definitely going to be throwing in some USB-C cables, micro USB, USB-A, all sorts of the common cables that I might want to use with a power station. This will be a great place to keep those. Now let's go ahead and unzip the case and take the panel out. Oh man, that's nice. It kind of feels like the outside of a basketball or a football, like those little bumps along the leather. That's what this feels like. You can already tell this is going to be a big thing when it's all the way folded out. But 450 watts does not come without a footprint. So I believe it's time to take this thing outside and see what it can do. This is something I didn't really think about until just now, but this case is also padded. It's probably got like ½ inch of foam on the inside, which is good because I set it up against this concrete well house kind of hard. But luckily, because of this padding, the panel's fine. The panels just have these little leather straps holding them together. I don't really know the best way to set this out. All right, so here's the back of the panels. You see we've got 4 legs that fold out, 1 on each panel. This is just where the panels connect to each other. On the back of this panel, we've got some specs. And then here's our connector cable. Look at that. That's pretty cool. There's what it looks like from behind with the legs. When it's fully extended, it's just at 10 feet long. And the height is a little over 33 inches or 35 if you count the little handles. Now the legs that hold each panel up are not super thick, beefy legs, and that's because this is not meant to be a permanent outdoor panel. Solar panels like this are meant to be put out for a couple of hours and then folded up and taken back inside. And so they use these thinner legs so that it's lightweight and easier to transport. Okay, here's the cable that came with it. It's got these nice Velcro straps where you can keep it organized. All right, so I'm just gonna connect the red one to the red one and the black one to the black one. Now let's see how far this cable will stretch. Wow, that is a pretty long cable, look at that. So you could probably get it 15 feet from this cable. Now I'm gonna plug it into my EcoFlow Delta 2. Just gotta open up this flap and then plug in the XT60 cable like so. And now we wait for it to pick up. Okay, it's already going. 170 watts, 200 watts, look at it go. Climbing up to 300, 360, 400, and looks like we're leveling out at just over 400. All right, we're up to 416 now. That's the highest I've seen. Gonna try shifting the panel a little bit, see if we can get close to 450. Ah, dang, that actually decreased it back down to 405, 406. Let me try shifting it again. Okay, we're just getting worse. I'm only at 388 watts now. So I guess I need to move it back to where it was originally. Y'all think I could jump over this? Oh yeah. All right, that got us back up to 400, but even at only 400 watts, look at this. So my Delta 2 is just under 43% charged, and at 400 watts, you see it's gonna be fully charged in an hour and 48 minutes. And remember, my refrigerator takes about 300 watts, and my whole work from home setup with my Wi-Fi and my computer takes about 70 watts. So we really only need 370 watts to break even. Anything on top of that is a surplus. So even with the panel sitting as it is now, where it's not perfectly optimized, we've still got a surplus, and I could run my fridge indefinitely and work from home indefinitely if my power's out. All right, so enough with the testing. Let's put this thing in action. I'm gonna hook up my refrigerator. All right, we're inside now. I charged up my EcoFlow and then I used it a little bit. So we're currently sitting at 82%. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug in my whole work from home setup. What a mess. So I've got my work computer, my personal computer, a monitor, an Xbox, and my Wi-Fi, all plugged into this power strip. And now it's plugged into my EcoFlow Delta 2. All right, I've turned my computer on like it's a normal work day. The Wi-Fi is back online, which has us pulling 60 to 70 watts, giving us 9 hours of run time. Now it's time to plug in my fridge. Okay, refrigerator is plugged in. It's running nice and cold, and that's got us at 351 watts with only 2 hours of runtime. And that is why I'm relying on the solar panel. So let's plug the solar panel in and see what kind of runtime we get then. Okay, we dropped down to 77% just while I was hooking this thing up, but look at this. 430 watts in, still only 340 out. That means we have a surplus. That means not only am I running my refrigerator and my work from home setup, I'm charging my power station at the same time. You see it just flipped over, it's not giving us the drain time anymore. Normally it says you have like 2 hours of runtime remaining. It's giving us the recharging time. So at this rate, it's gonna fully recharge in 7 hours. 447, 448, we're right there at that 450, 49, 450, let's go. Our recharging time has dropped down to 5 hours now. If we take a look at the EcoFlow app, it'll tell you more specifically. We've got 448 watts coming in right now, 449, and it gives us a more exact charging time, 4 hours and 46 minutes. We're gonna be fully charged. So is this solar panel adequate for a power outage? Absolutely. I will definitely be sleeping more soundly at night knowing that I have this thing tucked away, ready to go in case I have a power outage. And you can't put a price tag on that, but you can put a price tag on this. It goes for a little over $400. Most of the time, maybe you can catch it on sale for a little less. Is it worth that? That's up to you, but in my opinion, I think absolutely. You probably have $100 worth of food in your fridge right now at least. If that goes bad, you're out of $100 worth of food. So 4 power outages and you've made your money back right there. If you're interested in picking one of these up for yourself, I'll leave a link down below in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next one.